1917 is a great film on a variety of layers. The story appears simple and the character development, but it is a matter of subtly being shown the different aspects of the horrors inherent with World War I. We see from the start that Schofield has blotted a lot out. He doesn't remember the Somme. He has thrown away his ribbon that presumably reminds him of it, and if one looks closely he doesn't mention anything of his life back home until the very end. The focus tends to be on the other characters in such a way we are learning about them but not necessarily about Lance Corporal Schofield. People seem to be comparing to Saving Private Ryan. The issue is that World War I was not the fluid warfare of World War II but rather the dreary morass of trench warfare. Through 1917 we are seeing the trials and horrors of World War I in its various angles shown through elements of the film. I found it very interesting when the younger Blake dies, and I thought it was an interesting decision as I was expecting a two-man journey, but when the film reveals itself. The film holds up in terms of the hero's journey, e.g. Schofield looks like he is in tow and secondary, but we can see how he grows in his humanity throughout the journey. The middle part is the descent into the abyss, which is where the nighttime and the flaming buildings and the character being all alone plays into the iconography. This is where seemingly meaningless elements come into play. For example, the one living cow and the milk seems odd, but it plays into how he gives it as a humane gift to the baby girl. So in the darkest moment there are acts of humanity which lifts him through the turning point and he gets direction, literally. It also holds up in terms of chiasmus. Obviously the leaning against a tree is a clear mirror of the opening, but looking more closely the trenches at the start reluctantly mirrors moving through trenches at the end decisively. Moving through the desolate no man's land at the start devoid of life is mirrored from moving out of the threshold of death with bloated bodies and into the natural forest with angelic singing and life. The underground trench tomb is a form of threshold at the start, and this is mirrored by the river towards the end. Unlike the start where he needs help from Blake to jump over the abyss, he has to do this alone towards the end. All of which plays into a more in-depth review when images have become available.
Subscribe. Comment in the section below. Hit the bell for more notifications. More content on BitChute. I am on Gab and Twitter. Like and share.